fucking bullshit!
Welcome to the JOBPOD. We are back with episode 5. 5 time. I am your host, Tony West, the Doctor of Shrugonomics. With me tonight, I have the original bad guy, B.A.D. Blake Allen Davenport. How's it going, Blake?
Boys. All right, man. I am stoked to be here. Can't wait to get into this first segment. Got some stuff to go over with you guys. It's going to be awesome.
As always, our third man, the fact check kid, Darius Spiegel, the Almanac of Wrestling. What's up, Big D?
Not much, man. Excited for the 5th episode. Excited to be here with you guys and get this thing rolling.
All right,
God
well
damn,
let's
know it all.
let's jump straight into it. Welcome back to the JOBPOD. Our first segment, as always, is going over. Darius Spiegel, what happened this week?
Well, we're first going to start off with a little bit of a somber note. Today, we're actually recording this on Monday. Today is the 22-year anniversary of the special memorial edition of Raw's War, dedicated to the late, great Owen Hart. I distinctly remember that episode of Raw and everything that led up to it. Owen was one of the all-time great talents in the professional wrestling industry. Really, honestly, has become very underrated for his ring work over the years. His promo work was great, and a tragic end to a great life. And I mean, it is hard pressed to find anyone in the industry who can say a bad word about Owen Hart. And knowing this industry, that is a tough thing to come by.
So while we're talking about Owen Hart, Blake, you've got to step in, because if there's one thing to be known about Blake Davenport, it's Owen Hart was your bread and butter back in the day. So give us a tribute to Owen.
Man, like 22 years later, it is very hard to even bring this up without tearing up. Like, and that's me shooting from the hip, guys. Like, it tore me apart back then. I mean, the Hart family was everything to me. The Hart Foundation, it was just, to this day, I mean, as most of us are, I'm still very bitter. I was listening to JR's podcast on this, Grillin' JR, and he was talking about, it didn't enhance the character, and he's exactly right. Him coming from the ceiling didn't do anything for that character. And not only did we lose a great performer who, I mean, if you think about the talent that came into the business afterwards, your Angles, Shawn Michaels coming back, the Hardy Boys, you could go down the John Cena's, I mean, whoever you want. And Owen Hart could have had 5-star matches with any of these people. His day of reckoning was coming, and it was going to be amazing. And a family lost a brother, a son, a father, and we lost a hero. And, I still, growing up and learning more about it and learning the workings of it, especially, the Dark Side of the Ring series and all that, learning that, all these stupid cost cutting measures were had, and just so many errors that led to just a tragedy. And it's one I don't think I will ever move past. I know I will never move past that, because Owen Hart is the greatest what if story in the world. Like, I think I asked that on a few podcasts ago, what if he had never passed? I mean, it's still the same, man. He would have been successful, and it is just frustrating anger, just there's so many words to associate with that. But Owen, for what it's worth, brother, you are so sorely missed, and the world was never really the same after you.
All right, man. I don't think anybody could have said that one better. So, R.I.P. Owen.
R.I.P.
Let's move into a less somber note. And what else happened this week, Spiegel?
So we got two big stories going on right now in WWE. The company is still releasing talent. They kind of started back in April. The biggest name for probably all the wrong reasons that got released this week was probably Drake Wuertz, who was the former deathmatch wrestler turned referee for WWE.
Turn proud boy.
Yeah. Allegedly, we have to say that for legal purposes.
Oh, allegedly a proud boy. Okay.
Yeah, allegedly a proud boy, have to say. But, it was widely reported. The news of the release first came from Sean Ross Sapp with Fightful.com. And since that got released, there have been a plethora of different stories in the industry that have come out about just how divisive this guy was, to say the least. Again, allegedly. And it sounds like he was a lightning rod for a lot of heat backstage and was not a positive, presence to be around. So honestly, probably better for the company as a whole to get somebody like that out of their locker room, because right now, with everything else that's going on in the world, we do not need somebody like that, coming in and causing issues and causing people to be uncomfortable. We've all been in situations like that where there's that one guy at work or one girl at work or whoever, kind of stirring the pot for everybody. It's never fun for anybody. So the sooner you can get rid of that problem, the better for everyone overall.
So what I'm about to say, I am not knocking referees at all, because a lot of referees have made a lot of matches. Earl Hebner, greatest referee of all time, made a lot of matches.
Hands down.
But what balls do you have to be a fucking referee, and you're walking around doing whatever you want, pissing off the talent like you're fucking Shawn Michaels in '97, dude? What fucking balls does Drake Wuertz have to be that guy? I'm just saying. Not a fan of the guy, but that's the fucking balls.
Yeah. I mean, earlier today, I was listening to a Jim Cornette clip of him just going all in on this dude. And man, if Jim Cornette is going that far in on you, you're pissing people off in the industry, man.
I'm just saying, what referee feels so secure, they'll never fucking replace me? I do every match on NXT. Fuck that guy. They're gonna cut you first, dude. What are you doing?
I remember, back in the day, I could probably tell you, every name of all the referees, in the company.
No, you couldn't, Spiegel. We've tested that theory, and no, you couldn't, dude.
Okay, that may have stopped around 2000. I can't tell you, other than him, for all the wrong reasons, I can't tell you the name of one single referee in the company right now, because there's not even that big of a spotlight on him. But yeah, this dude was known for all the wrong reasons. And like I said, we've all been there. We've all had that one lightning rod for heat at work. So
some of us have been that lightning rod for heat at work.
Not mentioning any names, but if you can get that person out, to kind of save your locker room, and I'm sure he'll, get on the shoot interview here in the next couple months, kind of tell his side of the story, that he's free to do that all he wants to.
Produced, shot, and edited by Drake Wuertz.
Yeah, probably.
Interviewed by Drake Wuertz.
But yeah, that was really the biggest thing as far as the releases go for this week. And in more positive news, starting on July 16th, and this was first reported by Variety, WWE is going to be going back on tour, including they're still kind of up in the air as far as where SummerSlam is going to be this year, which might be in Nevada. So that might be really interesting to have it out in Vegas for the first time, I think maybe ever. So that's kind of what's going on with WWE right now. It is confirmed that AEW Dynamite is going to be going to TBS starting in January 2022. That's going to be because of the NHL deal that Turner Sports has with that league.
So So not to cut you off, but
Yeah, you're good.
and I am not up to date because I stream. I don't have any kind of cable program or anything. Is that a good move for AEW? Because from what I remember of TBS, it was basically the sitcom station, and TNT was the main flagship network.
Right. So everything that I've read says that this will be a good move for AEW. They're going to be making more money on this deal than they have been with TNT. There's going to be more ad revenue money that's to be shared. There's also going to be a bigger audience because TBS is included on more standard cable packages than TNT is currently. And they're also going to be debuting a program on Friday night, just an hour, starting at 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, known as AEW Rampage, I think it's called. And that's actually going to be starting in August.
Well, no, that's exactly what I was going to say is, I mean, how often can they keep original storylines going? I mean, we're getting the same, mate, feed, kill, repeat, now. And I mean, that's a lot of the reason. I mean, guys, you know just as well as anybody, I don't really watch wrestling. Like, I will keep up with AEW because I think as far as the two products go, probably getting better quality on AEW. Yeah. But, as far as WWE, outside of The Fiend, like, I'm like, this shit is overused. And then that's why I'm so against the second show. Like, if they wanted to get rid of SmackDown too, I'm fine with that.
The only other news story that I had, New Japan right now is in a little bit of a pickle. Will Ospreay was the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. He had an absolute banger of a match a couple weeks ago at Wrestling to Taco, and actually injured his neck, and it's going to force him out of action. He has opted to go back to the UK for rehab. I would say that, either Okada, Naito, Ibushi, or Tanahashi are probably going to take the title back again. Or they could even promote one of the younger guys. Like Sonata has been due for a title run with New Japan for a long time now. Now will be a great time to pull the trigger on that.
All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and move into our next segment.
What happened to you, man? Used to be cool.
I'm still cool.
Nah, you've changed, man.
Welcome back to the JOBPOD. Our second segment of the night is going to be I Used to Be Over. So basically, we're going to throw each other some pictures, and we're going to decide if the people in these pictures used to be over, they're still over, or they're fucking jabronis. All right, Spiegel, so I know you got some stuff keyed up, so why don't you lead us off here?
Ooh.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God.
Michael Cole.
Fucking jabroni.
So here's the thing, right? I'm not saying Michael Cole is bad at his job. I'm not saying Michael Cole doesn't have a place in the history of WWE. I'm not even saying I don't understand why Michael Cole is Michael Cole. But I don't like Michael Cole, and I'll never like Michael Cole. And the best Michael Cole was like back when The Rock used to shake him up and down when he was in the fucking back doing interviews. So
same with DX, dude, for sure.
Yeah. so my vote is going to be Jabroni.
Yeah, definitely jabroni. And like he sealed his fate as like a complete jack off. It was a few years back when Shane jumped off the cell. He's like, for the love of mankind, or some shit like that. I was like, all right, you're done. You're done.
And he was actually reading the script in front of him when he was doing it.
Oh.
Like, yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, I've never been a big fan of Michael Cole. I know that he's got his fans. That's fine, whatever.
Does he?
I mean, there's probably like maybe two people out there that like his commentary, and I'm sure he's a nice dude or whatever. But like,
both of their last names are Cole.
Yeah, like, granted, he had his work cut out for him. When it came to, he essentially replaced JR as the voice of WWE, and just he's not.
But do we think that's why he's not? Like, that's why? Because I think, like, I would dare say Michael Cole is hated. And do you think it was that replacement of JR that has got him that heat?
I mean, it's definitely part of it, yeah. And I mean, I think that there's going to be somewhat of a backlash, regardless of whoever came in. But I mean, dude, if JR was replaced with, Mauro Ranallo, we would love that dude. like because he's a great commentator. Like even if Kevin Kelly came back to the company because he's the commentator for New Japan, he would have been a better choice. I mean, I just don't think he is a wrestling commentator.
I can't wait till we do picture association on that, guys. I got one that I think would have done well.
You want to think about something sad for a second?
Sure.
There's a
Because
generation.
we haven't done that enough this already.
There's a generation of fans that only know Michael Cole as their commentator.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel bad.
That's
So
right.
real.
You keep using this word jabroni, and it's awesome.
All right. So my first pick for I Used to Be Over is this group duo.
Oh, they will always be over. Then, now, forever. Always over.
One of the greatest comedy duos of all time.
But okay, so
Here it goes.
no. True. But can we agree that Chong is a little more over than Cheech?
Yeah, for sure. And I think it was that 70s show. Like, there's a whole other generation of, Chong fans now because of,
Half-Baked, the Squirrel Man?
Yeah. I mean, I
But
think
how many voices did Cheech do? Like, maybe he's not got the camera presence that, Chong does, but Cheech has done a ton of, like, voiceover work.
So I guess my thing is Chong is still Chong, and I feel like Cheech drifted away from Cheech. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, then I will agree with that. Then, yeah.
I agree with everything you said. They're both one of the greatest comedy duos of all time, and I'm voting that they're still over. But just in a general discussion, Chong is a little more over with me than Cheech.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's fair.
Wow, man. That's some heavy shit, man.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
What is there to say that has not already been said about the Tiger King?
If he doesn't go over, it's Carol fucking Baskins.
That's true.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm voting it used to be over because it was funny to me for about 2 months, but now it's like they're still trying to pop out memes, and it's not funny to me anymore. So my vote's I used to be over.
Yeah, that's gonna be mine too. Used to be over. Like, whenever I think of 2020, that is going to be right at the forefront. Tiger King.
For sure.
But after a while, I mean, the whole Carol back, like it got really old really quick.
Yeah. What's your vote?
I'm voting used to be over too, which is kind of sad because that was just a year ago. But
lot can happen in a pandemic.
Yeah.
Ow, son of a bitch! God damn you!
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's the fucking man.
I'm gonna let you start with Blake.
Yeah, I'm going is over, was over, always will be over, because outside of your you take outside of like the wrestling world and you look at who my heroes are. Dane Cook is one of them. I know you guys are going to shit on him for stealing jokes and whatever, but you know what? He was amazing, and he had that high intensity. Just like for a dude like me, it's hard to keep my attention. Dane Cook kept my attention. And I mean, it had me laughing all the way through it because whether he stole them or not, I didn't fucking know. So,
all right. So I'm gonna surprise you with this one.
All right.
I was a Dane Cook fan, and honestly, dude, like I know Louis like picked out his like itchy asshole segment, but I saw both jokes and I didn't get how he felt it was a ripoff. Plus, he did that episode of Louis where he fucking basically they hashed it out on an episode of Louis. So I thought that was super cool. Dude, he sold out Madison Square Garden and fucking like I like that show. I thought it was a good bit. I like just fucking movies. I know a lot of people shit on them, but My Best Friend's Girl is still fucking hilarious to me. Employee of the Month, it has its watchability. Good Luck Chuck, I mean,
how many times do we quote Good Luck Chuck?
We've quoted Good Luck Chuck. Can a man masturbate in his own house?
I'm gonna fuck you till you die.
There you go. Eleanor Cagle, some shit like that.
She's got front acne, back acne, and side acne.
Reba? You slept with Reba? You nasty house.
No, I didn't actually do it. I just asked her where the bathroom was.
I feel like that movie is like our whole relationship, just in movie form.
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
anyways, I'm gonna have to go with I Used to Be Over. I can't go with He's Still Over because like 2 or 3 months ago I watched him host a Fast Times at Ridgemont High script reading that was fucking painful to watch. It was pretty bad. So my vote's I Used to Be Over.
Oh, dude, I can't do it. I can't. I love Dane Cook so much. I can't say he used to be over. He's still over to me. Damn it.
Hey man, the heart wants what the heart wants, man. Go on ahead and.
So you're the tiebreaker of the split decision here. What's your vote?
Honestly, I would have gone Jabroni, and then he did the Louis episode, and I gained back a little bit of respect for him. Because, I mean, dude, his name got ran through the mud so hard over that. The fact that he was even willing to sit down to do that episode with Louis, and, you know, it's just a 20-minute conversation, the two of them. That's the whole episode. And I love that Louis has to go to Madison Square Garden to see Dane Cook about Dane Cook stealing jokes from Louis C.K. Like, that whole dynamic, like, in itself was hilarious.
And let's be honest here. I love Louis C.K., but Louis C.K.'s got some demons, bro. Let's not remember. He got fucking canceled. So
he does have a lot of demons. That's for sure.
Stealing jokes, whipping your dick out to unsuspecting.
One is objectively worse than the other.
One's pretty bad, yeah. Like, you can't really be like, you fucking joke thief. Look at it. Fucking look at it. Like, that doesn't work for me, dude.
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right, so you're voting I Used to Be Over?
I Used to Be Over.
All right, so it's official.
Fair. That's fair.
Dane Cook used to be over.
What do you got going on? Boom! I want that in my fucking mouth.
Oh, hell yes. But used to be over. I haven't seen a Simpsons episode in years. And I think the last time I did, I was like, I think it was the movie. Like, the movie was so epically bad that I think it made me turn away from The Simpsons forever.
So real quick, I know we have talked about it many times. I know that you're a huge fan. Is it because of the Bret Hart episode, or were you a fan prior to that? Serious question.
No, it's a serious answer is, like, I was a fan before that. Like, I've said it several times, like, we were very poor growing up, so we only had, like, you know, the little bunny ears on top that you had to turn the knob and shit. So we got Fox, and The Simpsons were on Fox. So everybody else was, like, watching, Family Guy and South Park and all that. I was like, cowabunga, dude. I mean, it was still my shit.
My shorts.
Yeah, bro. But when Bret Hart was on there, you bet your ass I popped like nobody's business. Mm-hmm. Him gonna whip ass on Mr. Burns, I remember that very well. And he actually just he was on, maybe it was like a cameo or something not too long ago. I mean, within like the last month or so. It was talking about his Simpsons action figure. So I'm now currently on a quest to find a Bret Hart Simpsons action figure.
I didn't even know that was a fucking thing. All right, Spiegel.
I didn't either.
So Blake votes I Used to Be Over. What's your vote?
Honestly, with him, I want to vote is still over. And my reason being that Bart Simpson is still one of the most iconic characters of all time. Regardless of how you feel about The Simpsons, I mean, I still feel like Bart's going to be, one of the highlights of the episode. And for me, it's either him, Homer, or maybe even Lisa as like the top 30 characters on that show.
Okay. Well, I'm going to break this tie, and I'm going to go I Used to Be Over because I've never been a fan of The Simpsons, just being honest with you. It wasn't my thing. But I'm gonna give it that because I can't say that it's a jabroni show or he's a jabroni because, I mean, obviously he had super cultural relevance in our childhood. So, but the most I really knew from him was the Simpsons wrestling game for fucking PlayStation. Don't give me that look. You've never played the fucking Simpsons wrestling game, dude?
I have not.
Yeah.
What? Holy shit. There was a full-on game, bro. I just remember
We're going to track this game down, and we're going to play this live on a stream. We have to now.
I just remember the Bumblebee Man or some shit. I don't know the fucking characters, dude. But I just remember I would take him and like you would do this whole little finishing move and it would go into a sequence or some shit. But yeah, that's the most cultural shit I ever had with the Simpsons was the fucking Simpsons wrestling game.
Was Bret Hart on there?
No. It was all Simpsons characters. It was like Homer, Bart. I don't fucking know who else. So
I'm still cool.
all right. Well, thank you boys for playing I Used to Be Over.
Show you with the box. What was in the box? What's in the box? What's in the fucking box? Oh God! Oh God! Oh!
Welcome back to the JOBPOD. Our next segment is the Gimmick Box. Basically, just a potpourri of different topics. This is one of my favorite segments just because I love our entrance videos so much. All right, guys. So our first topic is going to be worst gimmick. Blake, start us off.
Well, actually, the funny thing is that we're doing this now is because we talked about this earlier before the pod. I'm going to go with Fat Chick Thriller, Mike Awesome. Jesus. Like, you get saddled with that, you're done. Unless you're me that enjoys it. And I'm just going to enjoy my personal life. How you doing?
So while we're on this topic, was anybody a fan of Mike Awesome? Am I the only one that when they talk about him, like the rise and fall of ECW, they're like, Mike Awesome fucking left us and went to WCW and blah, blah. I'm like, who gives a fuck? Like, I don't. Mike Awesome was never over with me. That's basically my point.
Yeah, like my whole thing with Mike Awesome was mostly WCW stuff. Like I went back and watched, the ECW stuff later on, but I was way too tainted by WCW to really appreciate it. And I mean, it's not really anything against him. It's just, kind of my exposure to it.
Yeah. Okay. So my worst gimmick is going to be Meat.
Oh,
Sean
wow.
Stasiak with I don't even know what the fucking gimmick was. Basically, he was like eye candy, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
with PMS.
Yeah,
God.
Meat,
and the fact they had the nerve to call it PMS.
Yeah. What the fuck,
man? That is a deep cut, dude. I haven't thought about that in years, man.
You haven't thought about Meat in a long time.
Yeah.
All right,
she was so bad. He has buried that.
So I'm going to have to go back to the new generation and some of the gimmicks that Vince would roll out there on Monday Night Raw. I'm going to go with the Bastion Booger.
Oh,
there is nobody in the history of dude, Dusty Rhodes couldn't even get that over.
I think that wasn't that a Pritchard idea though?
I think so.
Yeah, because we gotta blame him for that shit.
Yeah, and I didn't know this until a couple weeks ago because there was a video about it online. But before he was Bastion Booger, they gave him this monk gimmick. Like he was like a Franciscan monk or something like that, going out there and wrestling people. And then they're like, "Yeah, this isn't getting over."
What was the name? I remember what you're talking about.
Something dumb like Friar Payne or something like that.
Yeah, Friar something.
Oh, it was so bad, man. But Bastion Booger was way worse. Way worse.
All right, guys. So our next topic is worst wrestling belt. So since you guys started the last one, I'm gonna start this one off. I'm gonna go with the World Tag Team Championships from 3 or 4 years ago, where they were just one was red, one was blue, and they were big gold in the middle that had some palm trees or some shit. Not a fan. Nothing original about it. It's just meh to me.
Well, I'm gonna have to say it's the WWE CW belt.
Oh yeah,
because it was such a slap in the face to that company and to everything. That stupid little oblong silver belt, the fact that it was silver, like, let that sink in. The fact the fucking belt was silver.
Good point. I never thought about that.
It just pissed me off, and I hate it. It was a stupid, cheesy ass design. Way to. I mean, yeah, we get you fucking won. Bury it and stomp on it, piss on the ashes, I guess. But fuck you, Vince, for that one.
So, real quick, am I just misremembering this, or once Big Show won the belt, didn't they have to like enlarge that motherfucker like huge, and then Matt Hardy won it, and he still had that big huge one? Like they didn't downsize it for him, and they just kept it the big huge one. What the fuck was that shit? You couldn't just go back to the original smaller version of the belt? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just one big giant what the fuck after a next with that WWE CW.
Right. All right, Spiegel, what's your pick?
I think my pick's gonna have to be the spinner belt. Like,
which version?
It would be. I mean, it'd be Cena's version. I know
we're talking about the WWE, not the US.
Yeah, the WWE Championship spinner belt is my least favorite design. You have the top prize in the company, and granted, like, if it was a custom belt for Cena, cool. Let him roll with that. That's part of his character. But when you put that on Edge, CM Punk, like RVD, like all these other guys, so like it doesn't fit their character. Like, it was just a bad move, a terrible design, and it looks like a toy.
Yeah,
and it really tainted the legacy of that championship overall, I think.
Well, that was the point, though, right? They were trying to sell fucking toys, so they made that belt.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think it had its merit if they kept it on Cena, like kind of like the Smoke and Skull belt for Austin, but they just made it their fucking belt for a while, so meh. Welcome back to the JOBPOD. Our next segment is Picture Association, a favorite here on the show. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to throw each other some pictures, and the other ones are going to have to ask, or the other ones are going to have to tell what those pictures sound like.
Mr. Kennedy or Anderson.
Kennedy.
So real quick, I brought this picture out because, Blake, you were talking about Owen Hart being one of the great what ifs. Dude, I feel like Kennedy had so much potential. Like, I don't know how you guys feel about him, and I did not watch his TNA run because, as you know, I did not keep up with TNA. I just kind of want to get your guys' thoughts, but I think Kennedy had so much potential, and I wish that he could have seen those heights.
Well, I did watch his TNA run, and I fucking loved it. But you also know I was a pretty big TNA mark. Shout out to the Corbin Arena for all 60 of us sitting in there. They're like, Jeff Hardy meet and greets, $10 a pop. And I was like, yeah, I'll pay. This guy is definitely not over anymore, apparently, but I'll take it. But no, man, like and I know as much heat as the aces and eights get, but I enjoyed it. I had fun just because it had a lot of wrestlers that I enjoyed. So, and Mr. Kennedy was one of them. And yeah, I absolutely love that shit.
Spiegel?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, I definitely didn't watch a lot of, the TNA run, but my dad did. My dad was really into it for a while. The thing that I remember most about Kennedy, other than, his entrance and coming out and his promo work, he won Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 23. And actually, I think the next time on Raw was like, hey, I'm cashing this in at WrestleMania 24. Which I thought was genius at the time because you would have built so much momentum for him throughout the year. Maybe you made him defend, the Money in the Bank contract throughout the year to make that like another title. Like, there was so much that you could have done with that. And I think if he had made it to that point, he would have just blown up.
Oh, what a rush. So all of my children, after they take a swig of a fucking soda or whatever, they scream out, "Oh, what a rush!" Because every time I take a drink, I have to fucking hit them with that. So they don't even know who the fucking Road Warriors are, dude. But they say, "Oh, what a rush!" after every sip.
I understand why, because I used to work with your ass. That was the most annoying shit in the world,
Bro.
I swear to God, it was after every fucking drink.
It was so over. It's still over.
I'm like, I'm about to kick this fucking bottle out of his hand if he does this goddamn shit one more time.
So question. Every tag team has one person that's more over than the other.
Mm-hmm.
Who was your favorite Road Warrior?
Animal.
Really? I gotta go Hawk, dude.
Yeah, I gotta go Hawk too, man.
Well, I mean, you gotta understand, like, Animal, just to me, he had more face paint on. He had that warrior look to him. He was, to me, he was the bigger of the two. He looked like the powerhouse, and that was appealing to me. So,
see, I thought Hawk had more intensity and more charisma. Like, Animal was cool. Don't get me wrong. I don't dislike Animal, but I just thought that Hawk just was the more intense of the two.
I'm sorry, but I gotta say this. I don't mean any disrespect to them. I do love the Road Warriors, but Hawk's fucking voice got on my nerves so fucking bad.
That's why you didn't like my sip gimmick. Come on, dude.
I hope somebody come like punk blast that can out of your fucking mouth right now. I thought you were about to hit me with it.
Oh, what a rush!
Ah, there it is. Reminiscing.
Tonight, you're going to be a match with The Undertaker.
The Undertaker, one-on-one, player.
You going to be in a tag team match, player? Or you going to go one-on-one with The Undertaker?
let me holler at you for a minute. Puppies! Is this one Sable Disrobes?
That is it. I was about to say bonus points for whoever's puppies he's looking at, but you got it right, Sable. Yeah, that's right.
With the
Fully loaded, 1998.
The handprint titties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How could I forget that, Blake? Look who you're talking to.
Ooh, no, that's good.
He's got a gun.
Pillman's got a gun. So the first time I remember watching footage of that was on the "Cause Stone Cold Said So" VHS. And it kind of blew my mind that I'm pretty sure someone, like, I think it might have been Melanie, I can't remember, was someone's wearing like a Kentucky Wildcat like sweatshirt? No, it was his like buddy that was in the background. Okay. Because they were in Covington, Kentucky. Yeah. And like his house was in Walton, Kentucky. And I was like, oh my God, like Brian Pillman's from around here. And then like it goes into Stone Cold like beating up all of his buddies outside the house. And like him ramming someone's head into like the pickup truck out there. And then going inside, like, can't beat it, man. Brian Pillman, one of the greatest of all time.
And did you guys know is their run as the Hollywood Blondes at that point?
No, I didn't. I had no idea.
But we've talked about a lot of what ifs tonight. Brian Pillman's loose cannon character, dude. If he hadn't passed away, that shit would have been as big as Stone Cold. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. He worked everybody. I mean, that shit was great. But one thing I got to say about this segment, the one thing that always, so you probably noticed by now on this show that I notice weird fucking shit, and it always sticks in my head. One of the weirdest things about this segment to me was when they cut to Stone Cold breaking glass and getting in the house. Brian Pillman's kids have a fucking slide in his living room, dude. What the fuck is that shit? What kids have a slide in their fucking house? Like, I was so jealous of Brian Pillman's kids. Like, they're just going down the fucking slide in the house. What the fuck? I was also disappointed that Steve Austin didn't give him a fucking stunner on that slide because that would have been super cool, but whatever. Yeah. That's neither here nor there, but I do remember that, so. Michael P.S. Hayes?
Oh, you're looking for
Doc Hendricks?
Doc Hendricks. Oh man, like I enjoyed his shit on commentary, man. Mm-hmm. Like he was just so, it was poppy, it was bubbly, it entertained me, man. And like, cause he would do also like the call-in merch sales like during like Shotgun Saturday Morning.
Yeah.
And
Man.
and like that shit got over me and that was honestly because I didn't know him from, the Territories.
Right.
I didn't know his Michael PSAs. I knew Doc Hendricks, and Doc Hendricks was funny as fuck to me as like a 7-year-old kid. So, sorry if that disappointed anybody, but I love Doc Hendricks.
No, man, it's a good throwback.
I love Doc Hendricks, and it's even more fun to me now to hear all the Michael P.S. Hayes stories from the podcast and shit. I think my favorite's got to be when it wasn't a podcast. It was like the Hardy Boys talking about some shit. Can't remember if it was a shoot interview or what, but they were just like talking about, might have been one of the fucking DVDs, but they were like, Michael P.S. Hayes was just sitting there sipping on his Jack, kind of fell asleep, and he was like, "Hey guys, I got an idea. We're going to get jackets. We're going to get all kinds of knives and spoons and forks and put all this silver on them. Yeah, that'll be cool." and then he passes back out because he's Michael B.S. Hayes. So. Yeah, that dude's always over with me.
That and, hey, Jeff, you think you can jump off that?
Won't you jump off that? Get ready to jump off that thing. I got an idea. All right, boys. Well, that is our segment, Picture Association. Thank you for playing, and thank you for bringing some great pictures to the segment.
Do you speak any English? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Welcome back to the JOBPOD. Our next segment is a new segment. This is called Promo Class. So what's going to happen is each of these guys are going to read a promo and try to figure out whose promo it is, who's delivering the promo. So tonight we're going to start with Darius Spiegel. Darius, are you ready to read your promo?
I am ready.
So if you get to a point in this where you figure out who it is, you can stop and say who it is, or you can read the whole thing and guess at the end. Up to you.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. So it starts. Well, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Here we are at WrestleMania, and it's the biggest match of your career. Why? Because everything you stand for is on the line, mainly the $1 Million belt. Oh yeah, you see it can be yours once again. All you have to do is go through Blank and me, and you see, Blank and I don't forget. We remember all the times you made people grovel for your money. These were people less fortunate than you, people who could use your money for essentials. What did you do? You made fun of them, you humbled them, and you humiliated them. Well, now it's my turn. I'm going to make you beg. DiBiase, you're going to get down your hands and knees. This time you'll be the one that's humbled. This time you'll be the one that's humiliated, and this time you'll be the one that grovels for the money. And how appropriate that the money you grovel for is your very own, a victim of your own greed, wallowing in the muck of avarice. Is that Jake the Snake Roberts?
Boom! First try. Good job. That is Jake the Snake Roberts.
Because Jake loved to use some $10 words, man.
Oh, he did. All right, first try. Good job, Darius Spiegel. All right, Blake, good fucking luck on yours because yours is going to be super hard to figure out. Are you ready?
I fucking guess. Jesus.
Let's hear it.
Steve Austin 316. What you did by putting your hands on me was enter the zone. My zone. See, my zone is kind of like an end zone. Once you're in there, you score. So you just scored on me. So now it's my turn to score on you. So Monday night, look out, because I'm coming to get you. Shit. Big Papa Pump?
Nope.
Scott Steiner? No.
Nope. Ken Shamrock?
Nope. You guys are thinking way too coherent right now. Way too coherent. Do you need a hint?
Yeah.
Great googly moogly. Doesn't help at all. Do you need another hint?
Yeah.
He was once kissed by Gold Dust.
Ahmed Johnson?
Boom, Ahmed fucking Johnson with that bullshit. That makes zero fucking sense. But I really wanted to hear you read Ahmed Johnson's promo. So congratulations.
It's my turn to score on you. So you just scored on me.
You can hear something going on for good reason. Do you know where the number one talent professional in wrestling was sitting today on his way to Stamford, Connecticut? He was sitting in seat 38C. Do you know where seat 38C is? It's right next to the airplane outhouse. Do you know what the number of one talent in professional wrestling had for lunch today? It was a little stale sandwich stuffed in a brown paper bag. Now I'd like to say that it was what made me sick, but that ain't the case. It's seeing Bret Hart whine and cry every time he's on television, WF television. It makes me violently ill to my stomach. If he isn't whining, he's quitting. If he's not quitting, he's doing something else, and none of it's good. Oh fuck. Ooh. Shawn Michaels?
Nope.
Steve Austin?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. That was in the lead up to WrestleMania 13.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
I do not remember that promo. But I knew it had to be one of those two, though.
Yeah.
It's right next to the airplane. Like, what was he going for there? I don't really fucking know. Okay. All right. Well, that's our game promo class. Thank you guys for playing. I think we all won that one, and hopefully the fans won that a little too with us reading those promos. Welcome back to the JOBPOD. It's time for our main event of the evening, the segment we call Versus. So this week we are doing greatest tag teams of all time. Anybody want to go first? No? All right. I'll go first. So there's many things that make a great tag team. A lot of people would probably cue to the similarities, the fluidity, they've got matching ring gear, they've got matching, finishing moves, this and that, blah blah blah. That's not me. For my pick for the greatest tag team of all time, I've got to go New Age Outlaws because of how over they were and how over they were with me. I don't care if it was Monday Night Raw, if it was Sunday Night Heat, if it was a pay-per-view, whatever. When you hear that, oh, you didn't know, and Road Dogg comes out and he's cutting his promo, and Billy Gunn's walking to the ring. I mean, Billy Gunn was a better worker. He had the better body, but, dude, they complimented each other so well. Mm-hmm. Like, every I think that their run was just so... I don't even know a good word for it. I mean, I think their run was it was monumental, dude. I mean, they were so over that Triple H was like, hey guys, come over here and join DX. I mean, they were great, dude. They didn't have the matching outfits. They didn't look the same. They didn't dress the same. I mean, other than when they were DX and they both had DX shirts on. I mean, Billy Gunn remained Billy Gunn and Road Dogg, remained Road Dogg. But I mean, to me, they were over. They're still over. I mean, the greatest tag team to me of all time.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can definitely see that. So I'm gonna hit you with mine next. Because you didn't go where I thought you were going, but I don't. You didn't take mine regardless. But I'm saying Bubba Ray and Devon, the Dudley Boys. Several reasons here. Number one, they do have the matching ring gear. And I mean, they had the dorkiest look, but they were such legit badasses that gimmick got over. And they started to be able to bring people in because of that. But on top of that, what other tag team, other than the Road Warriors, do you know that has a finishing move as popular as 3D? I mean, you talk about, we always talk about the catchphrases that Austin got over. Yes, Road Dogg and Billy were great at that. But, Devon get the tables. So, yes, I mean, they're checking all these boxes here. They've got a finishing move. They've got, they've got promo skills. I mean, Bully Ray, he was stuttering when he came in, and that still got over to me. Mm-hmm. finishing move, the mic skills. Like I felt like their music was awesome. That's something not many people talk about. And I really liked it when they used Power Man 5000, Bombshell. I think that was from like, what was it, Forceful Entry or whatever that rock soundtrack was. But I love that. And then you think back to all their great matches, with Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys. I mean, they had everything. Like I said, look, finishing move, music, if you even go there, mic ability. I mean, it was so transcending of generations because they were natural heat getters in ECW, and they did what they could in WWE. But then think about, what was it, 4 or 5 years back, when Enzo and Cass make their debut on Raw, and I don't give a shit what anybody says. I fucking love Enzo and Cass, but they were there getting them over in that first, and they still have the ability to get it done. Plus, while I never really saw Devon as yes, he had some success as Reverend Devon. I mean, you go on and, Bubba Ray, Bully Ray, whatever you want to call him. I mean, he had the run as TNA, Impact champion. And I love that character. I mean, yes, I think he is a legit asshole, but I don't give a shit. He is entertaining me. You know what? I don't have to put up with you on a day-to-day basis. You want to be a son of a bitch? Be a son of a bitch. But I paid my money for my ticket. You're doing your job. You're golden to me.
Well, I mean, I definitely can't argue that. I mean, dude, to me, the return, whatever it was, probably one of the biggest. We were
watching that together.
Yeah, probably one of the biggest return pops in the last decade, I want to say. Pretty big moment. Plus, I don't know about if were they ever WCW tag champions?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
They are. So, that was what I was also going to say too. Is they are an 18-time world tag team champions.
Well, not only that, but if you take WCW out of the equation, they've had the tag team belts in probably every major promotion outside of AEW. Yeah. WWE, ECW, TNA. They've got a legit record, dude.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Spiegel, so you've heard the new Age Outlaws and the Dudley Boys. What is your pick for the greatest tag team of all time?
So, for the record, I respect both of those teams so much. Out of the two, I think I prefer the Dudley Boys a little bit more than New Age Outlaws, even though, New Age Outlaws were the tag team when I first started watching wrestling. But the greatest tag team of all time is one that we are currently living in. It's the Young Bucks. Greatest tag team of all time. The ring gear.
Fucking Mark.
The music. These guys got over on an international level without really having one particular company back them up all the way. These are dudes who grew up in Reseda, California, selling merch. We'll talk about matches, but think about how innovative they were in the independent merch business in wrestling. Pro wrestling tees would not exist the way that it is now without the Young Bucks. And they were doing that in Reseda, wrestling in front of 150 people for PWG. Their run in TNA, wasn't all that great because, the company wasn't really that invested in them. And WWE didn't really care about them. But what did they do? They went to Ring of Honor. They went to New Japan. They won tag titles in every single company that they were with. They got themselves over by having the match of the night almost every night that they went out there. They have taken what the Rockers did. They have taken what the Hardy Boys have done, Edge and Christian. They have taken what all of the truly innovative tag teams have done and turned it into their style and gotten over organically. Greatest tag team of all time, boys. We are living in it right now. And in the past year, they had, quite possibly, the 2 greatest tag team matches of all time, and neither one of them involved a ladder. When was the last time that we could really say that? That without a stipulation, a tag match was the best match on the card. The Young Bucks are the greatest tag team of all time.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay,
I can't.
I can't argue that. What I want to say though to you, Darius, is what I really want, because I'm such a big fan. I want the GOD to be so much more over than the Young Bucks. I can't stand it, but they are not. They're not even on the radar, from what I could tell.
Dude, GOD and Young Bucks would be a phenomenal match if it ever happened. I don't care if it's New Japan. I don't care if it's, they could go to a neutral ground like TNA, or even they could go back to New Japan and do it for Wrestle Kingdom next year. It would be incredible. I love GOD. Dude, I love Tama Tonga.
Like, that was one of the Bullet Club shirts I bought, was the Gorillas of Destiny shirt, and I love that shirt, man.
But they're not the Young Bucks, man.
That's fair. But, and Tony, one thing I wanted to say to you about the New Age Outlaws is I respected them. I enjoyed their work. Again, I'm young. This is 97. Is it 97, 98, 97?
In that area.
I think it's 98. WrestleMania 14, 98.
Yeah.
When they joined DX, who do they come out and attack that night? Foley and Terry Funk.
Oh, yeah.
And I shit on them for the longest time. It took me so long. And especially, like, Mick comes out, cuts that promo. It's going to take me a long time to get over this. And, while me and Terry Funk are there spilling our blood, you're chanting for Austin 316. I was like, I was cheering for you, Mick. I'm sorry, man. I was just in Nashville. You couldn't hear me, bro.
So are you trying to tell me that Mick Foley and Chainsaw fucking Charlie were more over than the New Age Outlaws? What are you saying to me right now?
What I'm saying to you
because
is,
I love Terry Funk, but I'd be goddamn if I want to say that Chainsaw Charlie was worth anything.
No, and I'll be completely honest. I respect Terry Funk for everything he has ever done. He is a legend, and I love him. But that was based solely on my love for Mick Foley, and why I did not like the New Age Outlaws for so long. I mean, my fucking love for Foley. So
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't get on that bandwagon for a while, because I mean, they had been feuding, and again, I was young and dumb. I was like 4th grade, and they had just pushed Mick Foley off the the entryway there. Little did I know there's packing peanuts there that's quite obviously breaking the fall. But no, I was like, they killed him. I mean, I was biting hard. I mean, they had my ass hooked. So yeah, I wouldn't give the Outlaws a chance for the longest time, and then eventually they started making me laugh, and I kind of got over it and moved away from it. But yeah, I couldn't cheer for them like that coming out of the gate.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying, if you're trying to break out Chainsaw Charlie as being a reason, like Terry Funk with a fucking stocking on his head doesn't do it for me, bro.
Yeah, that was the dumbest shit in the world, but take nothing away from those two characters, and I don't put Jack and Charlie as one of the greatest tag teams of all time by any stretch. But no, it was that. I'm just saying that based off my love for Mick Foley. Right. That's all that is.
Right. Well, I mean, I think all of our tag teams definitely have their place in history of wrestling. So, as always, every week we keep coming at each other with our verses, and every week we've all got pretty legitimate picks. So, all right, guys. Well, unless you guys have anything else to say, we'll wrap up episode 5, JOBPOD. As always, I'm your host, Tony West, the Doctor of Shrugonomics. With me tonight. Go ahead.
I just want to say before we go, guys, we've gotten a lot of likes here lately, and I just want to say we're very appreciative for anybody that takes time out. I mean, if you just recognize our face, or you've been friends with us and you just click the like button, or, God forbid, you take, an hour of your time and you listen to us talk about everything we love. Just seriously, thank you for, anybody that's given us a chance to entertain you on a weekly basis. And I just wanted to make that very public because we've gotten like 20 new likes within a week, which I know in the grand scheme of things isn't much, but we're grateful for it. And anybody that's listening to us, thank you. Seriously. Thank you.
Good job, kiss ass. All right. So, as always, I'm your host, Tony West, the Doctor of Shrugonomics. Blake Allen Davenport, BAD, the original bad guy.
I'm going to fucking kill you when we get off here.
Darius, the Almanac of Wrestling Spiegel. All right, boys, throw them up. Too sweet.
I'm just kidding. I love that motherfucker. I would never hurt him.
Fucking bullshit!